Good luck. There we go. Hey. For a minute there, I didn't think I was going to have any light. Hey, happy sisters. My savvy sisters. I'm so happy to be able to get on. And we have a fabulous interview today. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to wait and see if Jennifer is getting on. I want to tell you a little bit about it, and she's right here. I'm going to bring them on camera. Let's see if that works. Never done it that way. New way. Gosh, it worked. Gotta love it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
Hey. Go ahead.
That was easy. I was a little afraid that it would be harder.
I couldn't believe it. That's the first time I've done it that way, and it worked even better than the other way. So from now on, we are on. I'm going to read a little bit about you, okay?
Thank you.
Now, wait, I'm not sure, and I'm not going to play games because we haven't talked before. I need to know how to say your last name.
Oh, yes, I know. It's not an easy one. So it's Suliafu. Suliafu.
Okay.
Jennifer Suliafu.
Jennifer Suliafu, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, good for me. And is a speaker, writer, life coach, and feng shui consultant. I used to do some feng shui. I love feng shui. And I still do it in my house because it flows. The energy just flows. Your creativity flows. I love that. Through her teaching, she's helped countless numbers of people to find healing, joy, and self-love. I love that. And she has also studied, now this is a cool thing, she studied journalism, and she was all set to be on TV and radio and everything else, and then she decided that she was off course, which, how many times do we do all that training and then we just think, oh no, this isn't what I want? Yeah, that happens.
Yep.
And then since then, she's discovered that she loves teaching, but the things that she values in life and what she has learned is so important for us to all have a happy life. A while later, she started hearing her calling, and this was her calling, and she started her business. And in 2015, she founded her company, and her company is called Loving Light House. All right. And she does retreats, seminars, and all these cool things, mostly women and couples. And this is a good thing right here. Her favorite thing in the whole wide world is spending time with her 4 beautiful children and the man that she adores. Oh, I love that. She's a kid at heart. So am I. I love that. And can often be found laughing at inappropriate times. Oh my gosh. Jennifer will have to talk because I do the same thing. It's not always very convenient.
Girl that laughed in church.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's the way it goes. And then and she loves to curl up with a good book or a hike in the Utah mountains. Yep. I love both of those things too. I'm not in Utah, but I like the hike. All right, so here is Jennifer, guys. Okay, we are today talking. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Oni Lee. Very cool. I love that name. I am going to talk about with Jennifer self-love. Now, self-love. I mean, okay, everybody says self-love. Great. Hi, Tina. Hey, and the thing is, very few of us really have it. Mm-hmm. Very few of us, most of us are even not in the accepting. You have to accept to be able to love. And we are still, a lot of us still shame ourselves. A lot of us, our bodies, and we do it in little ways. We walk by the window going down the street, and we look at ourselves and we think, come on, let's be honest. We do that. Now, I don't think we have to think we're God's gift to the whole wide world. Well, we all are God's gifts to the whole wide world. I hate to tell you, but we are not above or below anyone. But that self-love, it's really vital. Jennifer, tell us some of the reasons why self-love is so important in our lives, because there are reasons why.
It truly is everything. Whatever we have experienced in our life is what we feel like we deserve. And I have really come leaps and bounds on this. I don't think anybody, I mean, there's a few handful of enlightened beings that really, really understand who they are, but we forget who we are. We come into the planet completely in alignment. We know who we are as a baby. We just came from pure love. And as life happens, we get further and further away from that. We take on all lies and these experiences that are not true. And so we end up, you know, I had, like most people, I had a really, I had a lot of stuff happen in my childhood that I took on as who I was. And then it just continued and continued. And then I ended up getting married and then divorced. And I had 2 children. And by the time I was in my mid-20s, I was just so far away from who I really am. And forgotten. I had completely forgotten. And so I was attracting so much, so many things into my life
that you didn't want,
that weren't what I truly deserved. But I didn't know. I didn't know that it had anything to do with how I felt about myself. But it's everything. Like in my opinion, the 2 most important things for a human to learn is to truly love and embrace themselves, and then their power to manifest. But you can't manifest if you don't feel like you deserve. And it's
you can't manifest what you want anyway. You do manifest, but it's not what you want.
All day long. We all manifest all day long, right? But
gosh, really we're all master manifestors. It's just those that learn how to focus it.
That's right.
I want to bring it back to this. You said something really cool here. You said that you found yourself getting so far off of yourself that, and I'm not, I wish I caught it the way I wanted to catch it, but you were so far from yourself. And I think, you know, we gotta, because people don't realize how far they are from themselves. And that they're living this, I think of it like this little shadow person before us when we're like that. You know, we're living in this shadow person, this person who's not real, a facade that you put up. I don't know. Talk a little bit about this and why that's not where to live.
Well, so my idea of that, and we all have different ways of like how we visualize and the truth is, like, you know, I call myself a life coach, a writer, a feng shui consultant, all this. At the base of it, what I really do is I remind people who they are. That's what I do. Like, that's it. You know,
don't we all? Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It's like when you think of a dog coming in from the rain and they have, you know, water beads all over them. What's the first thing they do? They shake, right?
Shake it off.
And so I think of that in a sense of like, when clients come to me, they have all these lies attached to them. We need to shake them off. We need to get rid of all those lies that they have picked up over time from teachers, peers, love interests, parents, siblings, all of these things. No human can get away from it. I mean, it's just part of the human experience, and it's good. It's a good thing. But at some point, because
you know, I have to say, so I don't always know if it's a good thing. The lies.
It's been a good thing because it's part of, nobody has a fluffy life where it's like nothing happened. And so we all have things that we wanted to learn when we came here. We wanted to I believe we wanted to kind of forget who we were. And then the challenge, if you think of life as a game, the challenge is like, okay, now I'm going to remember. Now I'm going to shed these lies. The key is to get rid of all the lies and come back to the truth and remember who I am, right? And so, so I feel like for me, it's a more empowering way to realize, you know, all the things that I went through and that I believed about myself, they have actually been part of my gifts in my life for me to remember and then turn around and help other people remember the truth of who they are. But I couldn't really recognize that and help them if I didn't really have those challenges myself and get so far away from who I was. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or who
I Oh, I know. It's funny. I think when we love ourselves, or at least accept, at least the very least accept, we spread, we don't understand that we spread who we are. We spread it to others. We spread it to every asset of our lives. I once heard, when I was dropping my kids off at school, I have 3 boys, Jennifer. I have an 18-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 13-year-old. All boys. You have 4 children.
Love it.
I stopped at 3. Well, actually, number 3 was a surprise. On my 31st birthday. Oh boy. No, I was happy, but it was a surprise. And I have to say though, when my oldest was going, I was dropping him off at school. He was 15. He was just about to drive, and I said, I heard one girl saying what her mom had said to her before she left the house, and she had a skirt on that might have been just a little too short, and her mother called her a word that was not appropriate. And I said to my son, I said, honey, that should not be. Why in the heck would a mom do that? Why would a mom do that? I don't get it. Does she understand that sticks with her forever? Forever? And my son said, oh no, Mom. There are girls that get that every morning. Yeah. Every morning.
And here's the reason Mom did that.
Us. Yeah, go ahead.
Because of our own, we do that as parents because of our own insecurities. That mom, she has forgotten who she is, and so she's turning around and projecting that onto her children. She's afraid that people will judge her child, or that, whatever, and trying to scare her or make her, and she's saying mean things to her daughter. I love that you bring up the fact of being a parent, because that's what really reaches in and grabs people. Is when we care, many times we care so much about our children, and we pour so much love and care into them. And so when you talk about your 3 sons, I'll talk to women all the time and try to get them to move on their self-love. And it feels corny. It's like, why am I going to worry about, myself, or trying to love myself? Like, it sounds, But then when I ask them, how are you going to teach your daughters to love themselves? That resonates with them. How are you going to teach your sons to love themselves? I'll tell them, it doesn't go that way. You can't be this insecure parent who has no idea who you are, where you're constantly jabbing at yourself, criticizing yourself. And then you turn around and expect your child to be this healthy, confident child with a lot of self-worth. They're learning from you by watching you, and it's never too late. It's not, then I get parents that have that light bulb moment, and they're like, oh no, my kids are grown and gone. And I say, it doesn't matter. They're still in your life. They can still learn. It's never too late.
Grandkids, yes,
absolutely.
And plus it happens. Hi, Michelle. Just wanted to say hi. Hey, welcome. I'll tell you what, it's really important for your kids, and that is our wake-up call. A lot of things when you have kids are wake-up calls. But when you really start to love and accept yourself, some of the real cool benefit, say things go wrong in a relationship or an opportunity. You don't beat yourself up. You don't beat yourself up, because you know yourself. You know you did your very best. Thank you for the hearts. You know that you are, it's just the way that it had to fall that way. And you learn from it, and you get over it faster. When you know yourself, you don't let somebody take your power away. When you know and accept yourself, you don't let somebody bully you. You don't, and you don't bully yourself. I mean, I don't know, Jennifer, speak on this a little bit, because this is very important. People don't understand how much we hurt ourselves.
We are our biggest bully. We are.
We are.
So I have a series of things I bring my clients through to start the ball on just start stepping into loving yourself. Because people say, well, how do I do that? And so this speaks to what you're talking about. But the first thing is mirror work. And you, I'm sure you probably know about mirror work.
Yes, I do.
And it feels so corny for people, but I set them in front of the mirror and I have them start, just to look deeply into their eyes, because eyes are go to your soul. And most people, like, they never even look in their own eyes. It's like, what? Look in my own eyes? Who's that person, right?
Yeah,
and
that's right.
I have to look into their eyes. I'll have grown men do this, and they tear up because they, for the first time, look into their own eyes and they say, I have them say their name and then say, I love you. I really, really love you. And it's, I know it seems like, oh yeah, right. But it is powerful. But then at that moment you realize, oh my gosh, I have been so mean to you. I have been your biggest bully. And I take them through this series of now making a promise, like, as of today, like, I'm going to embrace you as my friend, as my best friend, for the first time ever. And it's really, really emotional for people, and they're just so blown away from it because they've never even thought to do that.
We're not taught to do it. We really aren't. We're not taught to self-love. I don't know if it started with so-called humbling, or that we had to get the devil out of us, or whatever it was that caused people to think that children are not born the perfect, beautiful beings and brought into the beautiful spirits that they are, and brought into this world. I don't know where we thought we had to start changing that they're not good enough the way they are. They have to be the way I want them. And I think that sort of started. Now, we don't want everybody running around just creating just a life of chaos and awfulness. But I really think that when you start to love yourself, you understand that we are beautiful beings, that we're spirits within this body we created. And that little being you have running around your house, pulling out all the pots and pans and putting them on the floor or whatever. That's what mine used to do. But that's a little soul. That's not a mini me. It's not a mini me. It is a little soul of its own. And if anything, we have to get over our own issues to be able to raise that little soul correctly and guide it. And everyday life. Loving yourself is did you watch Wrinkle in Time? Have you ever read that book?
Yeah, years ago with Christopher Reeves. Is that?
Yeah. And that one line when that girl's going to go into the darkness to find her father, and in the movie here, because I saw it in the movie too, so to relate it to people, Reese Witherspoon says, I give you the gift of your faults.
Oh, the new movie with Reese.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But that line's in the book too. I give you the gift of your faults.
Oh, wow.
And can you, I mean, that made me, I thought, oh, yes. Let's talk about that, because I know there are people out there saying, she's all fine and fine, but I've got some real things about me I don't like.
Oh.
So,
I love it. First of all, I could talk to you for hours because you're bringing up so much stuff that, first of all, I want to speak to. I will talk about that, but I want to speak to you talking about kind of that people mistake self-love for, like, oh, I'm arrogant. It has nothing to do with arrogance. In fact, the people that don't love themselves are the ones that are mean to others. They're the ones that come off as arrogant to others. It is just a facade. It is not self-love. It is completely not self-love. And I really worked with this client on self-love, and this was really powerful because I remember this happening to me. And she came to me and she said, Jen, this was crazy. This last week, I had the most crazy experience. She said that she went to get coffee, and for the first time, she looked the man in the barista in the eyes, like gratitude, and looked at him like, I now see you. And she said it was so crazy. I literally walked or I drove off and I cried because I now I now like feel so much love for other people. And I'm like, it's because you're making movement on your own love. I mean, it's the hardest relationship for us is to love ourselves. And so when we can do that, we are overflowing with love for other people, and we are so much more forgiving for other people. So I want to speak, but when you talk about you know, people saying, oh, well, I have so many more faults than you, you know, that's something that, you know, when people come to me now, I'm now 42, and and it looks like, oh, she's got it all together, you know, she's got a great relationship, four beautiful children, you know, and it's
living
like, oh,
the dream.
you should have seen me back here or there, you know what I mean? And it's a process, you know. I'm going to be learning and growing until I leave the planet, and I'm going to be working on my own self-love and my own blocks and my own things that I find within myself that need changed, and I make mistakes. I totally make mistakes, you know, but definitely, like, there have been so many things in my past that that I have done that they were experiences. I was taking them on as like who I was, right?
Yes. Oh, I love that. Tell people that a little bit more. Talk about that. That's very important.
Yeah. Okay. So can I talk about like hard stuff here? Like
a little hard. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm game. Are you?
So when I was 11, I was raped, and I took that experience on as like part of who I was. And it really, really wrecked me for a long time. And I have no shame attached to this anymore. For many, many years, the only person that knew about this was my 13-year-old sister. I didn't tell anyone because I was so ashamed. And my family was very religious. So I'd go to church, you know, and I'd find out these you know, we talk about, you know, saving yourself until marriage and all this, and I'm sitting there just like, that was the beginning of well, I mean, that was a number of things, right, that happened. So it was hard. It was an experience, but here's the thing, and this is what this is the broader perspective of that. Now I get it. I understand what a lot of this was from. Now I'm sitting across from woman after woman, man after man that has had a similar experience, and I can guide them through that and lead them through that. So it was part of my training. It was part of my experience that I needed to learn, that I probably signed up for before I came here, and a lot of gifts have come out of that. And it's made me a different mother, you know. But when we look at things from a different perspective, that experience isn't who Jen is. It's something that I had. It's not part of me. It's an experience. Same thing if people have multiple marriages, you know. I had a marriage that failed, and I'm in my second. I have clients that have been married multiple times, and they're freaking amazing, fabulous people, and they love so much and they give so much. And so they just were trying to, like, it was part of their journey for them to figure out who they are and what they really want in life and what they deserve. And that is where it all comes from. So
it really does, you know, and good for you. You know, I mean, really, I'm serious, because when you have something, there's two ways you can always go. And when something happens in your life, and we have all had stuff happen in our lives, those who have like gotten through without a scar, I commend you. I don't know how, but good for you.
I don't believe it.
All of us, but for all the rest, we have had stuff happen. We've had traumatic things that have shaped our belief. But this is the thing, guys. We always say those hard things make us. Well, okay, it does, but it has to be a conscious made. You have two roads you can choose when something happens. You can make it harden you. You can make it not love yourself. You can make it not feeling worthy. You can hold your head low all the time. You can be hard on others because of it. Or you can choose to say, okay, wait a minute. This happened to me because I don't know why it happened to me, but I did not deserve this. This is not what I signed up for. But if it is, I need to learn from this and spread this. I need to heal first. I need to take the steps to find myself first through this and own up to who I am. And then I can bring this to the world in a positive way. That's what you have done, Jennifer. So yes, it does make us, but how does it make us?
Yeah. Well, I did that one that you're talking about, the road of holding your head in shame. And
of course you did.
I did that for many, many years. And I kept the cycle. Like, there were many things that were happening in my life that were just not serving me. And it took me a while. So sometimes everybody chooses to wake up at a different time, right?
Yeah.
And we keep getting, we all get opportunities over and over and over again, but we all choose at different times. And that's okay. You know, that's people's choice. But yeah.
So. It is. So would you give everyone 2 or 3 ways that they can start to love themselves today? Just start to take that first step to love themselves.
Absolutely. So first one, key, is mirror work. So you find yourself in front of the mirror many times in a day. You go to the bathroom, you go to wash your hands, you go to brush your teeth, get ready, whatever. When you find yourself in front of the mirror, at least once a day, look into your eyes, deeply into your eyes, and say your name out loud and say, I love you. I really, really love you. And it's going to feel like, what? I don't believe it, or this is dumb, but keep going, keep going, keep going. It's really natural to, especially as women, we go, oh, I've got some gray hair here, or I need to lose. Criticize yourself the minute we get in front of the mirror. But I want you to think about somebody you dearly, dearly love, and how do you want them to look at themselves? Like, if you have children, think about your children. If it's a little sister or anybody in your life, and choose to be, if you can't do it for yourself, choose to be an example of taking those steps to do it for them. Because we really, really teach other people, and we give them permission to love themselves. So that's number one. Really, really big. Number 2 is affirmations are so huge. Like, we say things to ourselves consciously and more so subconsciously over and over again. I'm a loser, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm broke, whatever it is that is going on in your loop. And you got to take the wheel starting now and say your affirmations. Do not discount them. They are your life is made up of your affirmations, of your loop that you've got going on over and over again.
Yeah. So, what you hear in your head.
Yes. So write down, because I'll ask my clients, hey, have you been saying your affirmations? And they're like, yes, or oh shoot, I haven't been good. And I'm like, well, you actually are saying them. You're always saying affirmations, whether you're saying them for what you want or what you don't want, because your mind is constantly going. So if you're not saying, I'm wealthy and I'm healthy and I'm beautiful and I'm fabulous and I'm in this amazing relationship, then, if there's areas of your life that you want to change, which I'm sure there are, you're probably saying them for what you don't want, right?
A lot of times. So
start, I am. So I would tell people to start with a list of maybe 10 affirmations of things they want and change them into I am affirmations. So if they want to be in this amazing relationship, then claim that. I am in this beautiful, healthy, trusting, passionate relationship with my love.
What's number 3? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Number 3, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and realize that you're a human. You're a magical, spiritual, powerful being having a human experience, and that's part of the journey. And it's beautiful. It really is. And you got to look at your stuff that you've been through and let it go. let it go.
Let it go.
So just like how you would
let it go.
just how you would tell your sons, I would tell my daughters and sons, like, let it go, honey. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
You're still out, right?
Yeah. I love those three. And really, that forgiveness and letting it go, it frees you. It frees you. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, the anger eases. Anger eats at your body, guys. It eats at your body, and it eats at your mind. It's a cancer. It really is. And so, really, when you forgive, you are just freeing yourself. And it is such a, when I truly learned how to let go, I honest to God felt 50 pounds lift from my shoulders. 50 pounds. I am not exaggerating. I felt so light, I started to giggle. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Letting go is big. Lisa, I have so enjoyed having you on. So enjoyed. What do you have any, first of all, any last wonderful words for people? And number two, do you have something like a gift or something you would like to help people here on their way, loving themselves?
So I can definitely offer, I can offer 5 free sessions for people that that comment on the thread. We could do that. So
let's say yes, I'm in.
1 session for 5 people is what I'm saying.
Okay, that's good. I was thinking, wow, that's pretty darn good. That's a month and a week.
1 session for people. So yeah, so we can work on some self-love stuff. I would love it.
So a group of 5. So the first 5, you will be in a wonderful group, guys. And don't say, oh, but I don't know if I want to talk about this. Oh my gosh, you're Savvy Sisters. You know, and I'm doing that thing on Monday night. We had such a fun time. You guys are awesome. I'm telling you right now. I had fun. And when you get together and you talk, just you learn about each other. Everybody really did have fun, and they learned. That's what she's offering. So don't hesitate. A wonderful group of 5. If you just get in 1 session, you could really get on your way to starting to know the steps to start to accept and love yourself, which is huge, huge. So Jennifer, what is your website, or how can people get hold of you if they're interested?
So my website is lovelighthouse.com.
Love Lighthouse. Ooh, I love that. SeeTheLight.com. All right. So if you go down below and you comment, yes, I'm in, then you'll be one of the 5. Okay? Just really start to play in your mind, guys, today. You know, when you're walking down the street and maybe you do pass by a window or something and you see yourself, I dare you to say something nice to that beautiful reflection of yours. I dare you.
Hello. Do it.
Yeah. Jennifer, it's been so much fun. And you're offering a beautiful thing, and you're doing a wonderful mission. We are very honored to have you here on Savvy Sister.
So are you, my dear. So are you. And you're so beautiful. And what you are creating is so awesome. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome. You are welcome. We'll hear from you more. All right. Bye-bye, Jennifer. Bye, everyone. It's time to love ourselves. All right. Bye-bye. And namaste. Always.
Namaste.
Always.